keep going this chapter number. First I want to read this and then. So we have here 2 points last time. When anger arises, we can see, and one is we cannot see. So one we can see the result of anger, and one we cannot see the result of anger. So then, when anger arises, we see the result of anger is first 2 points. The anger will destroy your peaceful mind and peaceful body. And the second is anger will destroy your friends and relatives. So that is here. Okay. Okay, so that is mind will not experience peace if it fosters painful thought of hatred. I should find no joy or happiness, unable to sleep. I should feel unsettled. So that we can see that anger, the result of anger. So, and then we have that. So then, the second point is anger and hatred will destroy your friends and relatives. So this is here in the chapter. My friends and relatives are disheartened, though drawn by my generosity. They will not trust me. In vain, there is nobody who lives happily with anger. As the enemy and anger create suffering such as this, but whoever audaciously overcome it, find happiness now and hereafter. Having found it is full of mental unhappiness in the prevention of what I wish for and in doing what I do not want, hatred increase and then destroy me. Therefore, I should totally eradicate the fuel of this enemy, for this enemy has no other function than that of causing me harm. Whatever befalls me, I shall not disturb my mental joy, or having been made unhappy, I shall not accomplish what I wish, and my wishes will decline. Okay, so that so here we have 3 points, right? You will destroy what result of anger we can see it will destroy your peaceful mind and physical comfortable. And second is it will destroy your relatives and friends. The summary of anger is this. So as soon as anger arises, there's no way you can receive peace and happiness. So these are talking about the anger will destroy the. We can see the result of anger, but now another is we cannot see the result. We cannot see the result of anger. So generally speaking, when anger arises, it will put you into the lower realm, what we cannot see. Anger arises, it will destroy your merit and good karma, so which we will not see, but we have to prove through our wisdom and analyzing. So this is teaching us that first how to begin to cultivate this patience. So the point is how to begin to cultivate patience, because the patience is antidote to the hatred and anger. So therefore, what we need is first, there are many different levels of method to cultivate anger, to cultivate or increase the patience. But best way is developing a discrimination wisdom, that is thinking that what is the advantage of practicing patience and disadvantage of anger. So anger and what action, what result, what it will bring for my mind and my body, and what it will. So there are many disadvantages as soon as anger arises. So by this is not something like blind wisdom. We are discriminating, like sacrificing. This is just like it is said that if we cultivate patience, it will give you joy. So we're talking about joy is not only this life, joy next life, and we are talking about destination of enlightenment. So it will, until we achieve enlightenment, it will continuously give you joy and no discouragement. You will not lose your determination, because you see, because by discriminating this kind of wisdom give you some conviction, and then that conviction wisdom put you to practice. Otherwise you can say easy, anger, patience. This is not point, right? You can sit there on the cushion and just meditation. This cannot work. But actually what we have to do is we have to develop this genuine wisdom, discriminating, and then this wisdom will give you conviction. And then this conviction you push you into the practice. And then this will help you to cultivate patience, it is patient. So because it is Santideva said that if we have patience, it will give you joy, good life to good life, joy all the time, just like we will sacrifice the pain, pain with the joy, which is something like that. We can see the ordinary perspective, like you can see the sport player, people who play the sport, like rugby or boxing or whatever, people sacrifice their pain with the joy, because they may achieve some goal, which is sometimes money, sometimes fame, So even these people, we can see on the television, when we watch the rugby or whatever, baseball or whatever, boxing, what they sacrifice this, and people broken their knees or whatever, but they are happy because their goal, which is money, sometimes fame, right? No, don't care about the about this pain, but their joy, So similarly, this when we talk about cultivation of the patient, should be like that joy, but we can sacrifice, difficulties. You may see, like great practitioner in some sacrificing these worldly lives, this luxury life, and they may live on the mountain, and there seems to be very poor food, poor condition, but they are really happy. You can see their face is genuine, really joy, because of this ornament will, whether king will assist the subject or whether king will harm the subject. It depends on the king. The king is very rich in ruling the subject, but wearing lots of ornament with jewel, but this will assist subject or harm subject. Depends on the king, right? So these are worldly perspective. We are talking about kind of ornament. So these are Shantideva is not holy ornament. Holy ornament is patient. The patient in holy ornament because it will give joy for everybody. If you are patient, it will give joy for everybody. Everybody, people who are patient, no problem with dealing with other people. Right? Many friends. Friends will remain there. You can make new friends. Wherever you go, people want with you because you have this kind of ornament of the patient, which help others, and you are not harming others, because as I mentioned before, you have this kind of wisdom, you are sacrificing this for the future joy, ultimate joy. We are talking about joy of achieving enlightenment, joy to cross from this cycle of existence, samsara. We are talking from Buddhist perspective, and it is so here that this is how we are talking about how to begin with cultivating patience. It is very important. First, we have genuine. We need kind of like foundation to practice patience. Good foundation. Here, from Buddhist perspective, foundation we are talking about two, right? We need taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. Mind is the foundation to cultivate patience, right? So if we have these two foundations good, every perfection will be good. Like patience, concentration, joyful effort, all are good because foundation is good. If the foundation is not good, then Padre Rinpoche said it is just like you want to build, 9 storage building, but you are building on the frozen lake. In the frozen lake, you are building 9 storage building. So what's the point? If the foundation is not good, but you are building 9 storage building on the sand on the frozen lake, because foundation is not good. So what's the point of building this 9 storage? Similarly, we are talking about here storage of that. We are talking about different levels of the path, and we are talking about mundane part and the super mundane part. The mundane part is kind of like we will slowly, gradually. First, we will practice accumulation of merit, right? Which is the path of accumulation, and then path of preparation. It means unifying this calm abiding and vipassana. Seeing combine this calm abiding is kind of like making your mind more stillness. Especially inside is looking at your nature of the mind, ultimate nature. Seeing this, making your mind peace, at the same time your mind is luminous and clear about ultimate reality of your mind. So with this, we combine this together. We cannot separate this, right? We cannot separate calm mind and vipassana mind. Unique together. So you will be, by practicing these two, you will achieve path of preparation. So your preparation means your understanding of this nature reality is comprehensive. You have very good intellectual understanding of all this nature of reality and emptiness. And these two parts we call mundane part. Mundane part. Then we go to the super mundane part, right? Then super mundane part. Then we are talking about the path of seeing, path of meditation, and path of no more learning. So seeing is kind of like they are super mundane. These are like storage, like building 9 storage is just like this, and path of no more learning. So, but in order to accomplish this, we need good foundation, which is taking refuge. General understanding of the refuge, what is purpose, cause, and then Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and why we're taking refuge, and all this, and then Bodhisattva. Where these two is the foundation to cultivate, increase patience and decrease hatred and anger. So that's the Shantideva talking about how to cultivate this patience. So this is here is some. It is said in the sutras, stanzas, compendium of the perfections. It is said that this is the holy with great power. It gives strength to this practicing austerities. It is the stream of water dousing the fire of harmful intent. Patient clear away harm in this and others. So this is we are talking about this like it is this hatred is just like burning fire, So if dry area, area is dry, so fire start, and then if you ignore fire, it will burn trees and everything, everywhere, everything burn, right? So, but you have to stop by stream of water. If you dousing water, through the water, the fire will extinguish the fire. So this is very similar. Like patience is just like stream of water. If you allow your mind with this hatred and anger, it will like burning fire. It will destroy. First, Shantideva said, it will destroy yourself, your peaceful mind. Not question about others, but destroy yourself. And even Shantideva said, you sleep in a very, very luxury, uncomfortable bed. You're lying on the bed, but you will not enjoy. You live in a beautiful luxury house or whatever, when the mind is controlled by hatred, you will never enjoy. You will always thinking. So it's just like you are concentrating on the bad or the actions of the hand, thinking, oh, he or she did this, will do in the future. It's kind of like strengthening and increasing your anger, your hatred. But if you switch off with this patience, then it will decrease the angers and so this is talking about when this poisonous arrow of these harsh words will sometimes worse than beating your body, make you pain, just sounds of the words. Somebody speak very harsh, like throwing this poisonous arrow of the harsh word will make you pain, Even some case worse than beating your body, This will keep you, some people keep days, weeks and months. This just sounds of the words, but not hurting your physical body, but because of these harsh words. But during that period, if you lack of patience, then what happens? Very easy, right? Then you will retaliate and thinking, how can I retaliate? And how can I do something back to this enemy? And we generally thinking enemy is something from the outside. And we are not thinking about this internal enemy. If we subdue the internal enemy, there's no external enemies. Usually Shantideva said, right? So external enemy is limitless. We cannot subdue external enemy. Just like we cannot cover whole universe with the leather. How can we find the leather to cover the whole? But if you wear the shoes, what happens? Similar, you wear the shoes, it will protect wherever you go from the thorn or whatever, So similarly, it is just like subduing your anger is just like wearing your shoes. We are thinking, enemy is something outside, but external enemy, is one subdued, maybe another will come. But internal enemy, if you subdued, completely subdued. It's a different activity is different. Remember, external enemy is is not 24 hours enemy. Because external enemy is not 24 hours how to harm you. Because external enemy have to eat food, he have to go to work, he have to think about his family, 24 hours not enemy. This is the quality of the external enemy. Internal enemy is 24 hours. It is enemy. It is 100% enemy. External enemy is temporary. It is not 24 hours enemy, So, and also, Shantideva said, external enemy, we say he or she is my enemy, right? External enemy. But we can rely on some great hero. Ask, please help me protect from the enemy. Or we can escape to other places. If enemy is here in Moolamba, we will escape to the Brisbane. So we can escape to the Sydney. That is the quality of the external enemy. But internal enemy is not like that, So if we use all these, what we Shantideva was saying, these are the genuine wisdom, genuine. If we use all this logic, then we will be able to sacrifice all this. So this anger arise, we will be sacrificed because we are using this incredible wisdom. It's not like something blind. We're not thinking about. We are just saying, oh, if I practice patience, it will benefit me as well as my friends, relatives. More, we are talking of all sentient beings. And then this life, I'm very, very happy. Next life, joy, joy, joy. This is just, we are talking about continuously the patient will carry with the joy and, with joy and effort. And we will sacrifice, difficulties. Just like sport players sacrifice, because they have gold, money and fame. They will sacrifice, right? We have gold, right? Our goal is, destination is, we're talking about enlightenment. But enlightenment is not too far, within inside our mind. Enlightenment is in our heart, We always think enlightenment is far, but it's inside here, You have Buddha nature within inside your heart. If you open the Buddha nature, enlightenment is here. You know what I mean? But if we are thinking enlightenment is something very far, maybe future, like that. It's not like that, right? The doctrine we are talking reawaken. Reawaken, like Rigpa, Rigpa means reawaken. This pristine awareness mind is always there. It's not fluctuating, This pristine awareness mind is not, it's not temporary. Because our ordinary mind is temporary, fluctuating and changing all the time. But this awakened mind, right, is always there, No changing and never ever change, right? From beginning, it is always within in your heart. All you have to re-enlightenment in both doctrine means you have to open this your enlightenment mind by by all this Shantidevata, Bodhicitta, compassion, faith, concentration, all these will open your mind. Then you are reawakened. It's not something, usually we think, enlightenment, and we always think, I will achieve enlightenment in the future, But enlightenment is in your heart. So if the mind is pure, when you see your nature of mind, then you see, like, you see enlightened mind, right? True nature of mind. We are going to introducing this pristine, clear, true nature of mind. Because we are not seeing this mind because of this mind is polluted by this ignorance, fundamental. And this is many great masters said that, remember, this is a very good example, like we're talking about, we take the example of the space, right? We see clouds coming from the space, right? Cloud remaining in the space, cloud dissolving back to the space, coming from this clouds coming from the space, right? Going back, and then cloud remaining in the space, dissolving back to the space. Our thought, emotions coming from the mind, remaining in the mind, and should be absorbing back to the mind. This is what we are talking about. That so here point is that we are talking about this. In order to cultivate the patient, we need good foundation. This is the taking refuge and the generating bodhicitta mind, and you need to develop conviction by discriminating this advantage of the patient and disadvantage of the hatred, and this will lead you to practice patience. So this kind of wisdom is kind of like logical, reasonable. We are using the reason, making sense. Oh, this makes sense, If I lose my patience, then what happens? Then my mind is dominated by hatred. Then what happened? First, it will hurt you. But you don't want this, right? Secondly, your friends and relatives, you don't want karma, It is better than reciting millions of mantras. Many masters said, you may be reciting mantra, but who knows? Where is your mind wandering? Maybe like me, reciting mantra, mind wandering, not very effective, If you really practice patience for 1 second, it is much more than reciting millions of mantras. Because it is real Dharma, We will divide Dharma and non-Dharma, By developing this kind of wisdom, will help you to divide between Dharma and non-Dharma, We are talking between Dharma and non-Dharma, right? So here, great master, that Kadamba, great master, one time, Geshe Puttawa, he's a great master, asked Geshe Tumba, what was the dividing between Dharma and non-Dharma? So Geshe Puttawa asked to the Geshe Tumba, and Geshe put answer. Number one is, if it counteract negative action, it is Dharma. If it doesn't, it is non-Dharma. So that's we are talking about here. If we counteract hatred and anger, then this is Dharma. If we counteract any negative emotions, we are talking about negative emotions, generally speaking, 3 poisons, 6 root delusion, 20 secondary afflictive emotions, right? And finally, we extend to the 84,000 afflictive emotions. It will go like that, right? 6 root delusion, so 3 poison, then extend to the 6 root delusion, then 20 secondary afflictive emotions, then we will extend to the 84,000 afflictive emotions. And because we have 84,000 Buddhist teaching, Kangyu, Tengu, this is 84,000 country teaching because 84,000 disturbing emotions. So if we counteract any kinds of afflictive emotions, then this is Dharma, non-Dharma, right? And then second is, if it doesn't fit with the worldly ways, it is Dharma. If it fits, it is non-Dharma, right? So worldly, here we are talking about worldly way. We are talking about, you know what I mean. Worldly is just like talking about how to make money, how to cheat other people, how to make famous, all these worldly, right? Make money and whatever you can do, there's nothing you think about other. How can I cheat other people? How can I can make money? But all this worldly. So then you're not feeling of Dharma. Dharma is not like that, right? Dharma is something we are talking about. We are talking about samsaric nature, samsara nature. As long as we are dominated by these aggregates of the body and consciousness, our nature is, there is no ultimate peace and ultimate happiness. We are talking about genuine concentrate and eliminate this subtle suffering. We're not talking about gross kind of suffering, easy, right? Suffering of change. We are talking about suffering of pervasiveness. We will liberate you to the cycle of existence. So thinking, samsara nature, the Buddha said, all the products are impermanent, all the contaminant actions are nature of suffering, all phenomena are selfless, and nirvana alone is peace. Nirvana is ultimately your peaceful mind. Nirvana is completely cessation of your negative mind, isn't it? So then, so then if it fits with scriptures and your instruction, it is Dharma. If it doesn't fit, it is non-Dharma. So here is these are instruction. Shantideva, he's he's really great master. Born in India, 8th century in Gujarat, very wealthy family. Renouncing from very early age, he doesn't want to be king. So he went in the forest and meditation and went to Nalanda institution in India. You've been to Nalanda? Anybody been to Nalanda? I've been many times, so lucky. Maybe 10, 20 times. Nalanda institution, which is the Buddhist institution, like he's all the Buddhist master, Chandrakirti, all these Nagarjuna, the Indian master. So he is a great master but outside we never see him a practitioner, right? His nickname is three thoughts: sleeping, eating, and going to toilet. And then somebody asked him to give teaching. The monastery institution because his nickname is three thoughts. He said, "How can I teach? I'm really lazy man. I have this name, three thoughts. You have to teach. Today is your turn to teach." And then, shall I teach something Buddha taught or something new? I said, we want something new teaching from you. So he started this reciting this Shantidevas, 10 chapter, chapter 9. And chapter 9 finished, he fly on the sky. And nobody can, high and high, nobody can catch him, There's no chapter 10 yet. And then eventually he went up on the, generally speaking, he went to the paradise, Pure Land, and went back to South India somewhere. And then they heard he was in India. And please tell me, is this chapter 9 or 10? Is it 10th chapter? My chapter number 10 is in my Nalanda, where I used to live under this something. Please look that, you can find the chapter number 10. So this chapter number 10 is we called Ngowe Liu, is dedication. Very good. Anybody passing away in the monastery, we will recite, go to the cemetery, recite this chapter all the times, We will recite the Mulam prayer, there are 8 different Samanda Balas. But this is very important, dedication by Shantideva. So any people died, monks can go to the cemetery. The recitation of this chapter number 10, such a blessing, for these people who passed away. And anybody who died, animal, whatever, if you recite this chapter number 10, this is very good for the who passed away. They will, because this is the teaching of the Shantideva, and they can hear this chapter will leave the imprint to this person. Doesn't matter whether this person was negative or doesn't matter. Can plant the seed, and he can ripen this seed in the future. Like condition a life, it will ripen. So this this master, so it is the Shantideva is not like ordinary person, Very good example. He got everything, luxury things, king, palace, renounced everything and started meditation and achieved. He is first like us, like ordinary person and practice. And he became, what's the point of my studying? thinking. By studying, many great masters said, what is the purpose of your studying? Is thinking. What is thinking you study is meditation. Whatever you study, you have to think, concentrate, and try to accomplish. If you are studying something like this, thinking other, there is no way you can achieve your goal. So whatever, if we are studying about, like here I'm talking about patient, so we are studying about patient now, right? And then we are thinking about the patient. Then we are concentrating on the patient. If I'm teaching about Bodhisattva, studying about Bodhisattva, thinking about Bodhisattva, concentrating about Bodhisattva. If I'm talking about impermanence, then exactly same, right? So these three, what we call the wisdom of hearing, wisdom of thinking, wisdom of contemplating, will never ever separate, always unify. Whenever you study, you are thinking and meditating. Whenever you are thinking, you are studying and meditating. Whenever you are meditating, you are studying and thinking. You know what I mean? We will unify it and do not separate this kind of wisdom. Then, and then here, if it leaves a positive imprint, it is Dharma. If it leaves negative imprint, it is non-Dharma. So now when we talk about imprint, right, imprint is subtle phenomena. Imprint is not manifesting to our ordinary mind. Imprint is kind of like habituation, your habit. You used to do this, right? If you are, if you are like a football player or whatever sport, or whatever gymnastic or whatever, you just day by day, week by week, you are used to, you are very familiar with this, and finally all this comes to you natural, right? Jumping is natural, or sport, or you are thinking, you have all this picture before you start fighting with your opponent. I have to do this, like that. Somebody on the circus, like walking on, taking this, and they have very good kind of like mindfulness and introspection. So imprint is. So what happened is, here Shanti, they were talking about when we angry, we plant the seed. That seed is imprint. If you anger arises, for example, this morning till go to bed, 10 anger arise, 10 seed planted. So that 10 seed will happen sooner or later. It depends on the cooperative conditions. Just like we are planting the seed. We plant the seed, depends on the cooperative causes and conditions. Like moisture, sunshine. But first we need seed. If there is no seed, how much we fertilize, it will not grow anything, So similarly, anger arises, we plant the seed. If there is no seed, there is no way anger will arise. Even just like that, like no seed, beautiful fertilizing soil, all other cooperative causes are there, but no seed. Cannot grow anything, Anger will not grow unless we plant the seed. So that seed, so when we are talking about, remember last time we were talking about anger destroys the merit. Are we destroying the seed? Or are we destroying the imprint of the anger? Or are we destroying the result of the anger? Are we destroying the large amount of merit or making your merit smaller? What? There are many in this text. For example, like if Bodhisattva, right? We discussed about the supreme, mundane Bodhisattva and super mundane Bodhisattva, right? Path of accumulation and path of preparation. So these two are mundane Bodhisattva, ordinary Bodhisattva. If this ordinary Bodhisattva anger towards the supreme Bodhisattva, like path of seeing, path of meditation, how much merit will destroy? If Supreme Bodhisattva angry toward the ordinary Bodhisattva, how much merit will destroy? If Bodhisattva angry toward the ordinary person, how much merit will destroy? If ordinary person angry toward the ordinary person like us, how much merit we destroy? There are many, all are different, right? When we talk about remember last week, one instant of anger destroys 1,000 eons merit, right? One instant of anger, difficult to fit in the mind, One instant, just 1 second like that, snap, will destroy 1,000 eons of your merit. It is talking about this ordinary Bodhisattva anger toward the Supreme Bodhisattva, which is path of accumulation and path of preparation. These are ordinary Bodhisattva. So if these Bodhisattvas get angry toward the Supreme Bodhisattva, path of seeing, this means that they destroy the 1,000 eons merit. Or are we talking about ordinary people, ordinary people like us, and get angry toward the Bodhisattvas? It will destroy 1,000 eons. They're questionable, there's many, I don't know exactly, but there's asking question, what does it mean? If ordinary people, remember we are talking about King Ashoka, right? King Ashoka just offering 1 cent to the Buddha will create him to become the universal king. But he has nothing to offer. Buddha is coming and he just imagine this cent to be gold and offer to Buddha. So this create, he become universal king. Ashoka is king. Universal king. This amount of merit. But this amount of merit will be ruined by the anger, right? So it's I don't know exactly if ordinary Bodhisattva get angry toward the Supreme Bodhisattva, what merit destroying, Or if Supreme Bodhisattva get angry toward the ordinary Bodhisattva, how much merit we destroy? If Bodhisattva get angry toward the ordinary person, how much merit we destroy? If ordinary people get angry toward the ordinary people like us, how much merit is destroyed? So generally speaking, destroying merit or ruin the merit, or it will destroy the large amount of merit and making your merit lesser, thinner, like that. Or it will destroy the ripening result of karma. It will delay longer, making longer. If you are going to receive good karma, making longer, like that. But I don't know exactly, but this is we are talking about, if it leaves a positive imprint, it is, if it leaves negative imprint, it is